No, you have
Talk on it.
You want me to do it? All right, guys, I'm gonna get things started. I appreciate y'all joining us. I'm excited about tonight. We've got Locke Savage on here, and he is our field development rep down here in the Southeast. I'll let him go over what counties what country. You can tell I work for the state at some point. Oh my gosh, what states he's got down here. Very fortunate, got to really connect at Melissa Adams's training a few weeks ago, but I've known Locke for a while, so excited to have him down here in our area. And he just got the field supervisor manager position. So super excited about that too. But I'm going to let Locke kind of talk about goals and why they're important and how to do them and really what that does for us as far as a vision. We all know that we've all got dreams, we've all got aspirations, but writing them down is a lot different than just having them up here. We've got so much that runs through our heads, and if those goals are not written down in front of us, then they're just dreams, is really all they are. They're, goals that are not written down are just dreams, in my opinion. So I'm going to turn it over to Locke, and Locke, we usually run this about 30 minutes, so take however long, and then we might open it up for some questions after you get done at the end. And but if you'll just go over your territories and kind of what you do, and then you can jump into the goals if you don't mind.
Of course, and thank you so much, Dawn, for having me. What a fun team to get to spend some time with on Zingfling Eve, I guess. How fun. Anyways, so like Dawn said, my name is Locke Savage. I am the field development manager over the Southeast, which is like North Carolina, Tennessee, Louisiana, everything south of that. Right now, because our team is a little slimmed down, we're working on expanding areas, so that might change in the next couple of days, but I am going to be the Southeast guy, no matter what happens. So anyways, my role at Singular is that of kind of a glorified cheerleader. I am here to help you build your business, encourage you. For some people, that looks like just encouragement, telling them they're doing a good job, or maybe coaching. It really depends on you and what you need. So, if I haven't spoken to you specifically, I would sure like to. So feel free to reach out to me and connect on Facebook, or if you have my cell phone number, or if you don't, you can get it from Dawn. A few of you should have it. I did just see in the chat that my friend Kim is in Virginia near Roanoke. That's where my in-laws are from, Roanoke, Virginia. So very, very fond of that place. Anyways, today we're talking about goals. How exciting. How many of you, we're going to use this little reaction button. Let's use this one. I don't know what that, it's like a trumpet with confetti. How many of you have goals right now? Use this little trumpet with confetti thing, or you can raise your hand. I've seen some hands up. That's okay. Okay. If we don't have hands up, then we're gonna change that by the end of today. I can see Leslie's got her whole room full of people. They're all crowded around the lamp. We got some lamps. Hands up. There we go. So, like Dawn said, a goal is just a dream. Did I get that wrong? Goal is just something you are aspiring to do if you are not putting it down on paper. If you are not actually planning something out, you need to physically plan out what you want to achieve, as opposed to the let's see what happens kind of mentality. Now, here's the thing: is I've done both. I have done both. For me, it comes out mostly when I'm dieting, because it feels, for some reason, especially sad when I don't do well on my diet. So I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'll lose a little bit of weight. I'll start dieting. And I'm so flaky. If I don't actually write down and plan my goal out, then it's not going to work out well for me. So let's talk a little bit about, one, why goals, but then two, how you can break them down and make them work for you. Because I have been on both ends of the extreme, the one where I'm not planning things out, or two, where I'm planning things out too much. And I get upset when I'm not going according to plan. So realistically, the idea of a goal is for you to gauge your progress. It isn't necessarily something that you are setting and saying, I need to accomplish this. It is a way for you to gauge and see what you're capable of. A really good example of this. How many of y'all watched the Olympics this year? You put some hands up. I'm not really an Olympics guy, but my wife's family, they're into it. They love it. They watch like every single event. And so I've kind of recently gotten into some different parts of the Olympics, like curling. I've never in my wildest dreams I watch curling, but my wife's family loves it. It's like the Super Bowl to them. So anyways, the reason I bring up the Olympics is every year in all of these events, there are people that are reaching brand new world records, right? And think about it. With the people that are running races, 100-meter dash, you kind of get to the point where you're like, there's a point where humans can only go so far, right? We're only capable of this much. You can't run faster than this point, right? There has to be a point where we stop. But every year, somebody's breaking that record, even if it's by seconds or by inches or whatever it may be. People are breaking world records. The reason why is because they can see that there is something to attain to. That makes sense. For you to progress in whether it's your weight loss or your business, you need to have something to attain to. Now, here's the thing, though, is it can't just be something easy. You can't just say, you know what, I want to make $5. If I get a sale this month, I'm going to be feeling good. It has to be something that's challenging to you specifically. That's why Don's goals don't work for me, right? I'm not Don, I'm my own individual, and I perform at my own speed and my own unique way. And so your goals need to be uniquely yours. So this is going to be our first step for why you should be setting goals. If you want to progress and you want to build and become more in whatever aspect of your life you're aiming to improve in, you have to set goals. Now, the second part of that is it has to be a challenging goal. It can't be something so challenging that you are going to give up halfway through or you're going to get discouraged. It should be something that is achievable for you. How many of you have been to the HQ retreat that you earn when you hit Gold Manager 2 months in a row? Do some hands. Okay, there's a few. Okay, we're seeing all sorts of hands. There we go. If you haven't been there yet, and for those of you that have been, this may sound familiar for those of you that have been on this trip. For those of you that haven't, I'm going to give you a little sneak peek. And if you haven't been, maybe this is your first goal. Let's get you on this HQ trip. But in this trip, Russ Fletcher, our CEO, one of the smartest people I've ever met in my life, talks about his family setting goals. And he talks about incremental improvement, which is just small improvement, just 1% better every day. That's how Melissa Adams put it at our training that Don and I were at a couple of weeks ago. With Russ, and I'm not going to get into the story because one, I can't do it justice, but two, for those of you that are going to go to HQ, I don't want to ruin the surprise. But for Russ, when he talks about this specifically, he talks about giving yourself a step-by-step goal to attain to. So that way, if I have a ginormous goal, something so big like getting to ambassador, if I go and break it down and give myself smaller goals to attain to, one, I won't get incredibly discouraged when I'm not an ambassador tomorrow, when I just got started. But two, it'll give me a realistic way to track my progress and see what I'm capable of. So let's take a goal, for instance. Who has a goal right now that they're working on? Put it in the chat. Everybody, put your goals in the chats, everybody. You got to do it. Otherwise, I'm just going to be talking the whole time, and that's going to be a nightmare for you guys. Don't do that to yourselves. Put something in the chat. Any goals. It can be anything. Oh, here we go. To double what I did last month, Tammy, I love that goal. Dawn says she wants gold director next month. Gold director, I want to make the same money I did last month. 5 more signups. That's awesome. Awesome goals. So let's take Miss Dawn's goal of gold director next. Okay. If I am just starting out, oh, Sherilyn's going for silver manager. Way to go, Sherilyn. That's awesome. Leslie's going for executive. Holy cow, we got some. Y'all are going for it. This is going to be a good month for this team. So let's take our friend Miss Dawn's goal of going to gold director. An awesome goal. If Dawn is just saying, beginning of the month, I'm going to be gold director at the end of this month, is that what we would consider a SMART goal? Is there a lot of info that's going to give her context to how she's going to get to that goal? Not really. She's just saying, I'm going to be a gold director. She's not really setting herself up for success. And so that's why we use the SMART goal method. For those of you that don't know, a SMART goal is a goal that is going to be specific, measurable, attainable, time-bound, and that's it. There's a silent letter at the end of SMART though, which is a C for challenging. We're gonna talk about that at the end. But so let's talk about this goal that Dawn has for herself to hit gold director. How can we make it more SMART? Now here's the thing, Dawn is smart. She's probably already got it as a SMART goal, but she didn't have time. You don't have time to type all this in, but for those of you that have not set a SMART goal, it helps to go through this process. So let's talk about how we can make this goal more specific first. This goal of gold director this month. It's relatively specific, right? She has the actual rank instead of just saying, I want to rank up this month, or I want to re-rank this month. But how can we maybe make it more specific? I want you to think about, how are you going to get to that rank? Is it going to be a matter, and in fact, I actually saw a really good example in here. It was Malia. She put in a goal that she wants to make the same money that she did last month. She said she's going to do that by 5 more signups. That's very specific, Malia. That gives you something to measure. You can even break that down in the month and say, you know what? That's like 1.5 enrollments a week. That gives you something to attain to. Make it measurable. Molly, there we go. See the example. Social worker by trade. She's used to making her goals measurable. So a way that we could make this goal more measurable is for Dawn to go in and say, okay, if I want to get gold director this month, I need this many managers on my front line. Who am I working with that I could help get to the rank of manager? Who am I working with that I could help re-rank at manager? Or who am I working with in my downline that I could help hit a new rank? And set a goal for them. Help them see value in that goal. So that's how we can make it a little more specific. And we're also making it a little more measurable at the same time. So we get bonus points because that's the next letter, right? Specific, measurable. That's how we're going to make it more measurable. Now, your XPO is a really good tool to help you measure as well. You can see your volume there. You can see increments for auto ship subscription. You can make a pretty solid game plan, which is going to make your goal more specific. Now, here's the thing is the more planning that you can put into making this goal a SMART goal, the easier it's going to be for one, for you to keep track of and see how you're performing. But two, it's going to help you stick to it a lot more. The more input that you are putting into your goals, the more likely you are to stick to them. So we've made this goal specific. We've even made it measurable by going in and saying, I want this many distributors on my front line. If I don't have maybe these distributors that I'm going to get to new ranks, maybe my goal needs to be, how can I add new distributors to my front line? So we've made it specific. We've made it measurable. Is it attainable? Now, this is one where people have a hard time, right? If your goal is for gold director this month, but you haven't hit manager yet, it's not impossible. That is doable. People have done things like that before, but is it attainable for you specifically? I would say give yourself a little bit of time to see what you're capable of. It's okay to set a big goal, but if you're setting a big goal that is not attainable for you specifically in the amount of time you've given yourself, you're going to get discouraged and you're going to give up. it's going to be a lot harder to continue going because you're going to make yourself sad. And we don't want that. We're about happy and having a good time. So make sure that your goal is attainable. Now, like I said, this is a tricky one because a lot of the times we either overshoot and say, oh, I am happy, I can overconfident, and I can do anything that I set my mind to. Or sometimes we aim a little low because we're saying, I don't know if I can do this. So this is one that I would really advise you taking some time to think through. Is this attainable? And as you are making your goal more smart, more specific and measurable, it'll be easier to see if it's attainable for you, right? If you're just starting out and you need to get 20 managers on your front line, maybe that's something that you could scale back and take a couple baby steps to get towards. If you've never enrolled a distributor before and you've never gotten somebody to the rank of manager, maybe have that be your first goal is, hey, let's get one and we'll knock out the rest. So we've covered specific, measurable, attainable. The next one is time bound. You need to give yourself a specific time that you are going to accomplish this goal within. Now, here's the thing. I am the biggest fan of long-term and short-term goals. If you are setting a goal to be able to retire from your 9-to-5 job and do Singular full-time, that might be a really big goal for you. So set that for the long-run goal, maybe in 2 years or 1 year, depending on your situation, but then break it down into short-term goals. Say, okay, if I want to retire at this rank of gold director, let's aim to hit silver manager first this month and work my way up to it. Now remember, if you are going in and setting these goals and you're keeping track of it, it's going to help your business stay sustainable, right? We're not trying to get you to hit gold director one time and then never again. That's not what it's about. It's about making something sustainable that's going to last and actually be beneficial for you in the long run. So we've covered specific, measurable, attainable, time-bound, and then the very last one is that silent C at the end. That is challenging. It needs to be something that is going to be challenging to you. Now, here's the thing. I did some studying. Believe it or not, there was a philosopher, and you guys are not going to believe me, but his name was also Locke. Don's laughing because and listen, you're going to think, well, Locke only wanted to use this guy's study because his name is Locke, and that's a little true. I'm not going to lie to you, but it's also really good info. So there was a psychologist that was doing a study on what is the most effective way to set goals for employees. Now, this is for corporate employees, but it's very much still applicable to you. And what he found was the goals that were most effective and got people working were goals that were challenging and specific to the individual. That's why if Dawn calls Molly and she says, hey, you know what, your goal this month is going to be director. If she's not bought into it, she's not going to go for it. It's not her personal goal. She didn't set it for herself. This is good for you to know if you are building a team that you can't call your new distributors and say, this is what you are going to do. You need to help them have personal buy-in and see why they should be aiming for this goal. Otherwise, they're just going to say, yeah, sure, Don, whatever you say. And then they're going to hang up and be like, I'm not doing that. You have to make them believe in themselves and understand that that's a goal that they should have. Now, with that as well, it needs to be something challenging. I have set some lackluster goals in my lifetime before that did not excite me. It did not make me feel like I was challenging myself. Remember, the whole idea of a goal is to grow yourself, for you to become something more, for you to expand who you are as a person. And if you're not setting a goal that's really going to be challenging for you and is going to help you grow, you're going to have a hard time staying bought into it. It's going to be, for lack of a better word, boring for you. You need something that makes you excited and makes you feel challenged. Now, with all of that being said, if you're setting these goals that are smart and they're challenging, you are going to run into one final piece of setting a goal, and that is failure. Now, hold your horses. You're not going to fail everything, but the reason I'm bringing up failure is this is an inevitable part of doing anything. You're not going to be perfect right off the bat. So take that pressure off your shoulders. It's okay if you fail, because that's part of the growth process. If you set a goal for yourself to be able to hit a new rank this month and you miss, that is okay. It's not the end of the world. And that's part of the growth process. Keep in mind that if you don't stop, then you will never truly fail. It's just a goal that's been expanded over a little longer amount of time than you thought. So I've just talked all of your ears off. Do any of you have questions, or maybe do any of you have a goal that you've been working around, how you can take the next step towards, or how you can maybe make it a little more smart? I'd love to hear from any of you.
I just wanted to point out, I like what Tammy had to say. She put in there, is this workable? She says 2 days of setting goals with new distributors, 2 days of doing follow-ups with already existing customers. So she's got it planned out for like her weekly goals, which I like that too. It doesn't always have to be about the monthly goals or the year goals or 6-month goals. Just a daily goal, just being consistent daily. So I love that, Tammy. I wanted to point that out to everybody.
Tammy, that is really good. And thanks for pointing that out, Dawn. That kind of comes back down to breaking these goals down, right? Having a yearly goal, a monthly goal, but really if you can break it down to a daily goal of saying, hey, if I want to get to this new rank and I need to talk to this many people every day to get there, then you're doing really well. You're doing really well. Any other questions? Anybody else? Wow. This must have been really good. I've left you speechless.
I love it. I love goals. And, we used to years ago, well, probably not even years ago, where we did the circles, right? So we put our name in the middle, and then we would draw lines and put a circle for each of our distributors and what we wanted to do to help them get to their goals. So, that's something that we might want to get back to, you guys, is helping set goals, because, we can all set goals, but our people need to set goals in order for us to be able to reach our goals, right? Because if they're not on board, we can set all the goals we want, but we may not achieve them because, like you said, they've got to set their goals as well. So I like the whole circle thing, and that might be something that we need to work on, you guys.
Ooh, maybe we should do the circle thing. That sounds very fun. Good suggestion. In fact, speaking of setting goals, I wanted to actually leave a little challenge for you. For those of you that don't know, we have Fling coming up this week. It's going to be awesome. I hope most of you are going to be there. I already know Leslie's group's going to be there because I'm looking at them there already. But if you are not planning on being there, what I want to challenge each and every single one of you to do this week is to go and break down some individual goals for yourself to achieve by Fest, which is in October. I actually love breaking my goals down in 6-month periods, and Fling and Fest really just kind of helps, right? 6 months in between there, you have these events, and then that way, if you are aiming to hit a new rank, you can get recognized at the event. It's fun, and everybody's going to love to see you there. So that is what I am going to challenge each of you to do, is to, after this Zoom, take some time to go and set specific goals for yourself, where you want to be in October for our next event, Fling. I also want to challenge each of you to be at that event in Fling. I don't know where it's going to be because they don't tell the sales team anything because we're bad at keeping secrets, noticeably bad at keeping secrets. So I can't give you any hints there. I'll probably know after you will, but plan on being at Fling and set some goals for yourself by Fling. Dawn already did it. She's going to be executive by Fling. I love it. Leslie's also going to be executive by Fling, but maybe she'll be executive by tomorrow. I don't know.
I'm going to be an executive again because I'm not right now.
That's right. She's going to be re-ranked executive.
Well, if I hit my goal, then that means you're going to be higher than executive there.
I'm going to be silver executive, and she hits executive because she's my front line.
There we go.
That's right.
And then speaking it.
Yep. And then Kim, she's going to reach a new goal too. She's going to be a director.
We're gonna get Leslie to silver executive is what we're gonna do.
No,
Okay.
I'm gonna get Dawn to executive. That's my plan. I don't care about mine. I'd want her to get there because she
I love
deserves
it.
it.
I love it. Well, awesome. Help your team, help them hit their new ranks, help them hit their goals. That is the best way that you can do this. The best thing that you have here is a group that will keep you accountable to your goals. So set these goals for yourselves and then post them in your group chat. Help everybody to see what you are going to do, because accountability is a little bit of that secret sauce that's going to help you stay on track with your goals, and it's going to help you have a lot more fun with it. This doesn't need to be a personal battle that you're fighting on your own. You've already got a good team here, might as well use it. Also, feel free to share any of the goals that you set with yourself. With me, I would love to see what you are aiming for and really see what I can do best to help you grow individually and as a team. So I've been talking your ears off for almost more than 30 minutes, folks. I apologize. You're never going to invite me on a Zoom again because I'm just going to talk you to death.
No,
But,
you're good. Hey, Locke, will you go over the regions? Because we've got people from all over. We know, what is it, the Pacific Northwest or whatever. We've got Helaman, because Helaman does a lot of trainings with us. No, Helaman's gone.
He's not gone. They put him in the
Restructured.
yep, they restructured. So if you go into the distributor, Singular's distributor group, you'll see.
Okay.
So,
all right. Well, see, I'm clueless. All I know is mine.
that Dawn.
That's okay, Don.
That's-
Actually, remember what I said about them telling the sales team things last because we're bad at keeping secrets? That's a great example of it.
Uh-oh. So, you want me just to read them off?
Sure, go for
I
it.
have them here. So Brock Jensen is Northwest and Canada. Helaman moved over to the Plains. Lexi Ackley is now Southwest and West Texas. And then Locke is Southeast and East Texas. You knew that, right, Locke? Reed is still the Midwest. And Taylor Cooper is Northeast. And then, of course, Cliff Wetton is Latino market. There you go.
Sorry, I was just taking notes about what region I'm working with now. That's right. We should have a more clear map at Fling. And there's also going to be a fun video that you'll get to see. Nobody else knows that, though. That's a secret for only you guys to know. There's going to be a fun video.
You like it.
Anyways, yeah, if you are at any bit confused about who you're working with, reach out to me. I'll get you connected with the right person. Or maybe I'll take you for myself. I don't know. I'll decide. But anyways, any other questions, comments, or concerns before I hop off tonight?
We'll see you guys here. It's beautiful.
Sounds good to me. I'll look forward to seeing y'all there.
Well,
Yep.
thank you, Locke. I greatly
Yeah.
appreciate it. This is helpful. At the beginning of the month, I knew this would be a great training for us. So I greatly appreciate it. And we will see you, or I'll see you in a couple of days. Tomorrow, I guess, sometime.
Yep. And for those that can attend, I certainly hope you guys are going to watch the virtual event.
Right.
All right.
You got a question? I guess I thought I saw Kim raise her hand. Well, thank y'all. This is recorded, so we'll get the recording to y'all, and y'all can pass it out to the teams as well. So we can stay on and chit chat afterwards, but we're gonna let Locke go. He's probably got packing to do.
Yep, I put it all off until right now because I did not plan very well. So I'm going to go and do it right now. I will see you all in the next couple of days.
Thanks,
Locke, I'll be knowing you're in Roanoke.
I will be in Roanoke probably in a couple of months. So I will let you know, and we'll go see the Roanoke Star or something. We'll have a good time.
Okay.
Thanks, Locke.
Yep, see everybody.
All right, bye.